we've been looking for years for a space to call our own, like some kind of a showroom. Because of doing custom cabinetry, we didn't really have a place to showcase those. So we'd been looking for years. Rick and I are both trained as architects, and so we've been driving past this place for years and years and years, and just nobody was doing anything with it. And so Rick grew up in Hamilton. I've been here for over a decade, and just wanting to see the city continue to turn over, it just seemed like a great opportunity to really take an old historic building and kind of adaptive reuse in an adaptive reuse setting and turn it around.
And it's easy for me to look at other projects for other people and say, oh yeah, we can transform this space and hear ideas and opportunities and constraints, and let's help you come up with a workable solution. But when it's our own, it's tough, because we're the client, we're the architect, we're the contractor, we're the bank, we're all those things. And so there's just a lot more that we have to navigate. But man, it was so exciting to see the space and to envision the opportunities that it has. There's really not many buildings like this ever around, and so it's just, and you can't build this right now. Like literally per code, you couldn't build the structure that's here. And so to be able to come in here and take all the things, like we left the hardware up for the doors, we left one door operational and use the others, and so we really tried to maintain a lot of the character, the history. We have graffiti on the walls you can see throughout space. One in the bathroom here is from 1909, so just really cool handwriting.
Going through the process, we had to meet with ADRB, which is the Architectural Design Review Board. They wanted us to obviously do a few things from a historical perspective. And so we felt like we were able to appease them. We felt like we were able to more or less kind of, restore this building in a way that was true to what it was originally from just a structural standpoint, but also make it fit our use for it, from a showroom and an office, and then obviously the wood shop and the paint shop setting. And so what it's turned into, we couldn't be more proud.
It's not replicable, this type of construction, the type of character, the type of history. So seeing all those things, I felt like we were able to look past the difficulty of bringing it back to life, knowing just the uniqueness of the building and also the team that we had. And thank God he continued to grow that team, because when we first took this on, we couldn't have done it without the people that kept coming on to our team to really help. So, because one of the big things we were challenged with is how do we continue to run a business and still make money, because this has taken a lot of money to invest in. And so building our team up at just the right time, just the right people coming our way, with the right skill sets, really helped to bring everything from what it was, weeds overgrown, trees just everywhere, water coming in, slab broke. I mean, it was just a mess. And just to see it now and what we've been able to accomplish is just a gift. There were doors on all these openings, and we were able to kind of recreate one that still kind of functions, and that's where our entrance is. And so we thought that would really highlight as people come in, and again, maintain that character. Then the rest of them just weren't operational, and we didn't need them because we wanted to add windows throughout all these openings. And so we took them and we cleaned them up, we cut them up, and we made all of our desks out of them. So throughout the space, we have about a dozen desks that we've essentially taken those doors off, and we made legs for them, and we turned them into desks and put glass on top. And so it's just, again, we're trying to take what the building has given us and repurpose and recreate that into what it is going to be serving going forward. So,
it's interesting. Our goal from a company standpoint is to positively impact people, positively impact communities, positively impact homes and buildings, because that's what we do. And so the idea that we get to help foster and maintain a momentum in this part of the city is pretty exciting for us. We've got a lot of guys in the company that grew up in Hamilton that have history in this neighborhood, and who, when we found out they were excited about this project because of some of their roots, like that made it even more exciting for us. And We really do. We hope that it maintains and is a catalyst for what will continue to happen in this area. I know the city has kind of rezoned this area as an entertainment district, and they're trying to bring more life to this part of the city. So anything we can do to be a part of that, is something that we want to do.
As I've been into this more and gotten into this project more, I feel like I'm more appreciative of the historic buildings and the historic building stock that we have here in Hamilton. I know that's one thing that has drawn a lot of businesses here and a lot of corporations, is that kind of industrial warehouse building stock. And so it's so great to see, whether it's a house or a commercial building or an old freight depot. I learned yesterday that there used to be a basin here. So the Erie Canal was on Route 4, right? And they had this little almost like pull off, like rest stop from the canal, and they would bring in goods to this basin that was right here. And so I'm just imagining, like, 200 years ago, you had canal boats going down Erie Boulevard, carrying goods and people, and coming in here through Hamilton. And you had buildings that were there, and a lot of those are gone. But this one, late 1800s, early 1900s, was built then, and then it carried freight, right? So we had trains coming in through, and they would carry freight and shuffle goods. And now we have our office and our manufacturing facility, and now it's just repurposed and revitalized. So just to see that progression over the years and knowing that history is just, there's such depth, there's such connection that you just don't find in other places. So I love that all the buildings are being repurposed and restored, because there's so much beauty to history and that connectivity, right? So where were we, and who are we, and where are we going? Not just as a city, but also as individuals.
The lease space, now that we're moving into this space over the next 2 weeks, then we'll start to focus on that lease space and really try to find out who's going to be a good fit. Because we want the right people, not just to rush into something. We want the right tenants, whether that's one or multiple. And so we're excited to figure out what that looks like in the coming months. There's been other thoughts that we've had of, could it be other vendors that kind of support the remodeling industry? Because that's where our basis is. So should it be something like that? And we're really up for anything and kind of waiting to see what God chooses to do with that space. And He orchestrated this whole thing from the get-go. His timing was perfect, and we know that He's got something planned for that space, and we're excited to see what it is. What's exciting is to just see other people get excited. I mean, we get excited. Rick and I, as we were going through this project, there was a moment, I remember after we poured this slab, I had him on FaceTime, I was walking through, and I just got chills. And I said, Rick, like, we used to make models of spaces like this when we were in architecture school, and now we're actually doing this in real life. And so we were already excited about it. Then to see guys in the company get excited about it, our third partner get excited about it, and then the public to get excited about it, to be a part of that is just, we could have never guessed that would happen.
We knew what we could do, what we were capable of as a team, and how this would look. What I have been surprised about is everyone else's response, and how, like, online at city council, we've been able to present city council several times, and they're just over the moon about what we're doing and the opportunities that we're providing for this area specifically, and also for this building. There's been such an outpouring of love and support. Countless people have commented on Facebook, thank you for investing in my city, right? And there's just such pride from individuals and they're thanking us for investing in their city, and that's huge. And even yesterday, a previous client of ours, Ellen Burke, she brought a painting to us that her and her friend just decided to do because they were inspired by the project, by this property. So she's like, here, I just wanted to do this. And they told us some history about, I think it's Debbiesville that used to be here back in the early 1800s, and just in the bays and all kinds of stuff. And then we had we have an open house every year, and the guys that we have do the band, they wrote a song. It's called The Freight House, and it's just all about Meyer Brothers coming in and restoring a freight house. So it's neat to see other people being excited about what we're doing, who we are as a company, and individuals, supporting us, and then also just adding value and gifting us with things that we just never even could have thought or expected. So the support, the outpouring of others that's been what's been most surprising and really just really cool.